This is the Doom Tomb Podcast, the podcast for all things stoner, doom, and sludge. My name is Chris. I am your host. Today, we have some of the guys from Redwitch Johnny on the phone. Towards the end of the interview, the connection got a little wonky. We finished it out. We had a great interview. We talked about a whole bunch of stuff. It got a little fucking weird. You'll hear about it soon enough. Let's get into this. This is the interview with Redwitch Johnny. Based out of let's try that again. Okay. Based out of Oklahoma, Redwitch Johnny was formed in 2012 and consists of Kevin Kimball, Michael Kimball, and David Hale. Their sound is influenced by bands such as Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, Wolfmother, and Deep Purple. It's dirty riff rock mixed with blues and psychedelic roots. Redwitch Johnny delivers a performance that's like driving an old muscle car 100 miles an hour down an open road, drinking bourbon the whole time. And that was by Dr. Bones Radio. This unconventional three-piece band delivers a wall of sound that will get your heart pumping and wanting more. It's pure, dirty rock and roll with no strings attached. And I've got the band members here right now. This is Redwitch Johnny. Guys, how are you today?
What's up, man?
Yeah, we're doing good, man.
Can you please introduce yourselves? I'm doing great.
Oh, okay, I'm Michael Kimball. I play guitar and sing and play the organ.
And Kevin Kimball, his brother, and I play the guitar and sing.
And I'm David Hale, and I play the drums.
And don't sing.
And don't sing.
And don't sing. Now, you're from Stillwell, Oklahoma, is that correct?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, so, I interviewed a band the other day from Oklahoma. Please start off, what are some great places to play in Oklahoma?
Oh, number one, Mercury Lounge in Tulsa, like 100%. We love that bar. And then Blue Note in OKC is really that's our main two that we go to is Mercury Lounge in Tulsa and then Blue Note in Oklahoma City. Like that's the staple two we always hit.
I got you. Now you guys have a release coming. We're going to chat about it a little later. It's correct me if I'm wrong. Tales of the Electric Mistress. Is that correct?
That's it, man, yeah.
All right, 9/13/19. We'll say it right now, and we'll say it at the end. Where can people go to get that?
You can go to redwitchjohnny.com/totem, and that will take you directly to our pre-order page. So you can buy bundles we have on sale right now, which consist of there's a deluxe bundle that has a short sleeve t-shirt, a long sleeve t-shirt, a hat, with the CD and a download code and a bunch of other cool shit we're going to throw in. And then you can also get one that just has the long sleeve shirt and the CD and one that just has a t-shirt and a CD. Or if you just want the CD, you can just buy it also.
Fantastic. Now, I saw on social media that you do something with Wholehearted Clothing. Are they doing something with your t-shirts?
Not this time.
Yeah, no, not this time.
Oh, okay, I got you. Now, I heard the first track because I saw the countdown on social media. I saw Cosmic Rain. It sounds like an end of the world kind of track, and it brings some heavy southern fuzz. What else can we look forward to on this new album?
More of that, really. We tried to do, something different on this record than our first record. Just basically trying to capture what we do live. So there's a lot more really loud fuzz and just guitars as loud as we can make them. And then the songs are a little bit more like Cosmic Rain, a little bit more kind of out there. Basically whatever we wanted to write about. Let's have a song about wizards. Let's have a song about demons. And then throw in some good songs about women and heartbreak and shit like that. Stuff that makes classic rock good rock, or however you want to fucking say that. I don't know.
Absolutely. I completely understand. It's all the elements that make up rock and roll. Straight rock and roll, man. So, what are the differences from this release as opposed to your last release?
I would say mainly we're going about it differently. Like, first album, we didn't even release a single. It was back in like 2015.
But we had those songs.
But we had those songs, yeah, for like years before that. And basically, we just scrambled them together. One of our buddies recorded us like in the back of a Ford dealership. And then we just stuck it out because, you know, we just wanted to get music out there because we were playing shows but didn't have anything to sell anybody. And we had a lot of people asking for stuff, so we were just like, oh, here's these 10 songs we have. Fuck it, throw them together, stick it out there. But on this one, we went ahead and like, we should do this a little bit more professional. So we put out a single first, and we're planning on trying to have out a couple more singles, maybe at least one more before the record drops, and then maybe another one after the record drops. We're not quite sure yet.
All right. Now, what kind of tour plans do you have?
At the moment, we're trying to plan on in November, late November, hitting the road.
Right.
We don't have anything set quite in stone yet. Show-wise, at the moment, we're doing the Fuzz Fest in Dallas, which we're super excited about that.
Absolutely.
And then we have 2 shows before that, and that's really it, right?
Yeah, we've been mainly focusing on album stuff and album release stuff, and we just shot the music video and everything, so it's taken up a lot of our time lately.
Absolutely. And to speak of Fuzz Fest, you guys are closing out the first day. You're the last band. You're the one that's going to bring all the heat.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. It's actually 3 Oklahoma bands in that show that night, I think.
The last 3 of the night are Oklahoma bands.
Yeah, it's Crowbone, and then Oberon, and then us.
Yeah,
and
I interviewed Oberon last night, DJ, and I'll be putting that one up soon. And Crowbone, I'm actually interviewing tomorrow.
Dude, those guys, we become really good buddies with those dudes, like over playing in OKC with them all the time, and like they're great dudes, and that band is just a fucking ripper of a band. They're so good.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and Oberon, I got to tell you, man, it's weird. I was talking to him and I said, I feel this like Amon Amarth kind of progressive doom with a little bit of a John Joseph from Cro-Mag's vocal, and he's like, well, I haven't heard that one before. That's new. So I don't know. Maybe I'm hearing something else. Maybe there was too much sativa or something. I'm not quite sure. But sorry about that, guys. Excuse me. So let's go forward a little bit. I got a few more questions, and I really want to get into the music because that's the main focus of this. So September 14th is coming up on a big day. 7 years that you've been a band. What are the changes that you felt over the years?
I mean, the biggest difference is we went from like a traditional 4-piece band of 2 guitars, drums, and bass down to now we're 2 guitars and drums.
Right.
So like that's like the main thing, really.
And 1,000 different members.
Yeah, and we've had so many different members. Like the consistent is like me and Kevin,
obviously.
Yeah, the brothers, and then like after our first bass player quit, who was like a really good buddy of ours, we kind of just said, fuck it. And me and Kevin just started packing an extra bass rig on either side of our stage and running them like dual channel to our guitars to cover it up. And then we just kind of went through drummers, and then we found David here. He's been with us, 3 years, Dave?
Yep. Almost 3.
Almost 3 years.
3.
All right.
So yeah, I mean, like, it's been crazy. Really, really fucking crazy to think that it's been 7 years also.
Yeah.
I know that people come and go, and it happens, and there's bands I'm in Arizona, so I know there's some bands, they've looked for people for years before they find the right fit. Now, David, you're there, right?
Yep.
Okay. And I just heard this the other day. I apologize. Please don't take offense to this, but do you have any drummer jokes?
Don't.
Okay, fair enough. So these are the only two drummer jokes that I know, and maybe it says something about the revolving drummers. The first is, how do you know that the drum riser is even? It's when the drool comes out of both sides of the drummer's mouth. And
True.
the only other one I know is how do you get a drummer off of your porch?
How's that?
You pay for the pizza. Thank you.
Oh my God.
You've been a great audience. Tip your waitresses at the door. Okay, so you know what? I was going to ask you about influences, but I already said it in the bio. Zeppelin, Sabbath, Wolfmother, Deep Purple. We got that. We got to talk about some other things. So I'm going to go deep. I'm going deep in social media. Here's a very important question. Do you still shower with Tone soap?
Man, you went way the fuck back to find that post. Like, way the fuck back. I'd forgot that happened.
Right?
But yeah, we do, definitely.
It's all about the tone, man, and it keeps your skin so soft and smooth. Now, here's another question, because as a kid, I go way back on this. I was always a fan. Are you guys still a fan of Toaster Strudel?
Oh my God, Ken,
Yes,
Jesus.
way
Yeah,
back.
100%. Toaster Strudel is a superior morning, like, Pop-Tart-esque breakfast. Like, Pop-Tart can fuck off. Toaster Strudel is where it's at.
It's next level Pop-Tart. I mean, you know.
Dude, it is. The flakiness,
I'm surprised Toaster Strudel hasn't started like a hashtag of like fuck Pop-Tarts, honestly.
Oh man, they should. They 100% should.
Now, here's the thing. So when you do a Toaster Strudel, there's a few ways people do it, and I've seen this over the years. Like, I'll take a little scissor and I'll cut the icing, and I like to bring the icing around and like almost make a design where some people just and then they like take a knife and like slather it on. I don't think that's like it has enough ingenuity to it.
I mean, if you want to be barbaric, you could do like
a savage.
I think the little package is so you can draw something cool on it.
Yes, that's why it comes to a point. See, this is why I think we can get along very, very well. Now, here's another question. This might come out of left field, but I'm looking right now on social media, and I see some flannel shirts. Now, what makes a quality flannel shirt for you?
All right, it can't be itchy. Like,
Right.
You can't have like one of those like fucking itchy flannel shirts.
True.
Mainly Wrangler brand.
Yeah, and if you can buy Wrangler, buy Wrangler.
By Wrangler. You know, there is a company out here called Dixxon. They're a little bit more expensive, but I swear to you, I have a couple of them. They never wrinkle. They never shrink. It is like one of the highest quality materials I have ever seen as a flannel. And you know what? I'm just throwing it out there. I mean, I don't know. It might be different in Oklahoma, but if you get a chance, check out Dixxon and see if it works for you.
I don't think we have that. I don't think we have that brand.
We're driving to Arizona.
It's kind of big, like in the motorcycle community.
Oh, okay.
So I might actually shoot you guys a link so you could check it out and see what they got, and who knows, you might be impressed by it.
Yeah, definitely.
All the flannel is always the best.
Yeah, flannel or denim.
Flannel or denim.
Yeah, it makes sense. So I have noticed also that you did a few acoustic sets. Now, do you play the same material? Do you mix it up? Do you play some covers? What do you do?
Acoustics, for a while, we fell to a two-piece of just me and Kevin. Mm-hmm. So acoustic shows were kind of a thing to just get by.
Right.
And we would do, just a mix of like everything. Because me and Kevin were in a bluegrass band at one point. So
really?
Early on in our career, we were a bluegrass band. But now, you grow up in the middle of the woods, you'll eventually learn.
Yeah, I'm surprised you can't hear the crickets right now.
Yeah.
Oh, I hear stuff going on. I heard a dog before.
We're sitting in the middle of the woods right now.
Yeah, we're sitting in the middle of the woods. There's crickets and a hound dog howling.
I literally hear that.
Any more southern and backwoodsy.
But you know what? Hey, man, it sounds good. It sounds it just sounds real, and that's real important, because like whether it's whatever part of the country, really. But it really reminds me of that documentary, that Southern Steel documentary. I don't know if you heard of it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like, there's something about the sweet tea that does something, and then the heat and the humidity that does something for the music. And that sound that I hear right now in the background, there's something to that I can feel that might do something for your music. Does the area influence your music at all?
Yeah, definitely. We're gonna talk about a song we're not gonna release.
Well, yeah, we wrote a new song.
Yeah, so where we grew up is kind of like
story time.
Story time. Where we grew up is like out in the woods of like eastern Oklahoma, up in the hills. So we had a neighbor who just lived off the land.
Right.
And then when he died, we didn't know this was legal, but when he died, they just burned him on his land. They built like a big giant funeral pyre.
Right.
And then just set the guy on fire.
Really?
And we were like, that might be the most metal shit that's ever fucking happened.
That is metal.
So like the next record will have a song that we're calling Death in the Midwest. So keep your eyes out for that one in like another year or more.
Yeah.
That's about that. So like I would say like shit that happens around us and just like being out in the woods really affects how like the music comes out, I think.
Yeah, I know I've talked to some other bands, and some people say it does, some people say it doesn't. I can't see how it can't, but to each his own. So I saw a few things on social media also that you played at Heroes. What's that about? Is that a good spot to play as well?
Yeah, Heroes is it kind of became our hometown bar because, again, where we're from, there's nowhere to play, so we have to travel to play like always. So like Fort Smith is fairly close; it's like an hour or so away. So we when we first started playing, like they kind of gave us like our break as to letting us actually book a show.
Right.
And then we just developed like a pretty strong relationship with them, and like became friends with all the staff and stuff. And we try to get there at least once every month or every couple months. We try to do a show there, and we usually play most of their bigger events. Like we'll do like their New Year's party and their anniversary party. We'll play stuff like that for them.
Right.
They're just a really great place to be, man. Like it's awesome.
So yeah, I mean, isn't it great just to have a place where like you go in and I saw this band recently that just came through Arizona, and it must be tough. And every time I interview a band, I see that it's the one extra thing that makes it a little tougher to be on the road, whether it's the change in altitudes, but more importantly, even the change in venues. Like sound is different. This is different. It's almost like getting into a comfortable chair when you go to a place like that, because you know what it's going to sound like, and there's less worry. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean. Like we have a couple of those bars like around Oklahoma and like Arkansas that, yeah, it just feels like putting a good pair of pants on when you go in there. Like it's just everything is always right. The crowd's going to be there. The crowd's going to be into it. Like you always have that worry when you travel that like, what if no one shows up, or like, what if the sound is terrible, or like, and that can really that affects the show drastically, in my opinion. Like if you have bad sound, it's not going to be a fun show for the crowd or you or anybody. Like it's just nice to have a spot where everything's going to be just perfect. Doing the little hand motion thing. Perfect.
That's I'm assuming there's going to be like kind of an okay symbol right there.
Yeah.
So just to switch up gears, what's the first song you ever learned?
Let's go person by Dave. What's the first song you learned?
Well, I've like never learned a song all the way through, to be honest.
Failed. Not even ours, Dave.
Yeah, but I would say the first song I ever drummed to was Wild Thing, and my brother played it on guitar, and I did a basic beat to it.
Right.
Kev, what you got? I know mine.
Dude, I've been playing guitar for almost 20. I don't know. Now you go, because now I have to think about it.
I learned Waylon Jennings fucking what's that song? Dun, 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 whatever the fuck that song is. It was Waylon Jennings.
Okay, Waylon Jennings. All right.
Yeah, same old tune, fiddle and guitar. Yeah, that song.
Mine would have had to have been some kind of country song like that from where we grow up. And our uncle's the one that basically showed us how to play guitar. So
Yeah. You had to learn bluegrass, you had to learn gospel, and old country music is what we learned how to like play music on.
Now, because you knew Waylon, do you listen to Shooter as well?
Oh, yeah, I love Shooter Jennings. Hierophant, that record is the shit. That one he did with, I think it's still the 357s, but they changed their name.
Right.
Like Stephen King narrates it. It's fucking awesome.
I got to tell you, my introduction to him was I'm not sure if this is the right title, but Busted in Baylor County. Is that it?
Oh yeah, that's a great song, man.
I love that, man. That's where I got into him, and that was the album that I started off with, and then after that it was like Electric Rodeo, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, that kicked off pretty good too. I missed him last time he came around, but I definitely won't miss him the next time he stops by here.
We've seen him what?
I've seen him. Yeah, me and Kev have seen him twice. He opened up for. We went and watched Dylan once, and he opened up for him. That was
as Hierophant.
Yeah, as Hierophant. That was a pretty fucking awesome show.
And then we've seen him a couple years ago.
Yeah, we seen him a couple years ago at a casino, which was good, but like. It was kind of like a Waylon Jennings like cover thing he was doing.
Right.
So it was cool, but he really didn't play a whole bunch of his own stuff that night.
Maybe I'm just speaking for myself, but I kind of like it when it's a little bit more dirty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think you're going to get that at a casino as much as you will at some dive bar that holds a couple hundred people or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about like watching shows at a casino, and I would 100% rather play. Like, we did a show in Fort Smith like last year, I think, at a carpet shop, like just in their like warehouse side.
Really?
And it was one of the fucking coolest shows I've ever played. Like the crowd, there was no stage. The crowd was just right there at you. They were just falling over like onto gear and stuff, and it was the most punk rock shit, and I loved it so much.
Just like a traditional floor show, basically.
Oh,
yeah, it was awesome.
Oh, that I love those shows, man. There's some places out here, and you know what? I was going to ask another question, but I got to ask this more importantly: is Redwitch Johnny ever going to come over to Arizona?
Yeah, we'd like to, man. Just gotta find a venue and head that way. We came through there 2 years ago, heading out to make our record. So I mean, like, we didn't stop. Yeah.
How dare you, sir? So
it was oh man, that was the longest drive.
Because the record that's coming out, we recorded it in L.A.
Right.
And yeah, that's the longest drive from Oklahoma to L.A.
Well, if you guys need a space to stop off in Arizona, I can hook you up with a couple of different spots and a couple of good openers, or if you need or whatever. We need to get this material over here because we have not seen you yet, and I'm sure there's plenty of people that would.
Yeah, 100% down for that.
All right, so this next thing, I got a question about this, and maybe it's going to be different since you're in Oklahoma. I'm just going to read the first part, and then I want you to just fill in the blank here. I can cook the hell out of blank.
A deer roast.
All right, hold on. No. Wait. Stop right there. A deer roast?
Yeah. Like, okay, so like how you would have like roast with like roast and like potatoes and carrots and like beef gravy, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Sure.
Yeah, but do it with like deer meat, like venison.
You know what?
And it is the best shit you've ever had.
All right, I'm gonna. I got to take your word for it. I've been around. I'm going like in a square basically. I grew up in New York. I moved to Florida. Now I'm in Arizona. When I was in New York, there were deer everywhere, and people were hunting, and venison was everywhere. I have never ever tried it. What's the best way to spice venison?
Oh man, I mean, really, if you're doing it, it depends on how you're cooking it. So like if you're making a roast with it, you just go about it like how you would like regular beef roast, just basically like salt, pepper, some bay leaves to cut the gamey taste.
Right.
Or you can do it like, we'll fry it like you do like chicken. So like you can have it like fried like that, like bread it, and just do like a basic like cornmeal breading on it and stuff.
Nice.
And you can fry it like that, and like that's pretty good. Like some people like that, some people don't. I would recommend the deer roast. Just go deer roast. Just make it like you would make a beef roast, but use deer tenderloin, and it's amazing.
Okay, now I'm going to take that one. I'm just going to go over a notch because I do like spice. So, would you soak the deer meat in buttermilk and like do a buttermilk, maybe like Red's buffalo wing sauce, and let that sit for a while, and then soak it in the batter and then fry it, or does that change the flavor too much?
No, I'd say that would work, honestly. Like usually if we're breading it, we do instead of like I don't usually do buttermilk, but like buttermilk could work. Yeah, but you'll do like milk and egg, like milk and an egg, and soak it in that.
All right.
But like buttermilk would work just as good.
I like that. I like that a lot. All right, thanks, guys. So, all right. So, wait a minute. So, I got 2 out of 3. Is it? Who am I missing here? Yeah. There you go. So, what are you thinking?
Oh, we were lagging for a second. We missed what you said. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I had it too. So, all right. I got 2 out of the 3 of you for food, or like what you can cook, and the third.
Dave, what do you cook?
Dave doesn't know. Dave's like, grilled cheese sandwich, son.
I really like cooking pork chops, actually, like some breakfast pork chops.
Yeah.
Oh, son. Yeah.
Now, Dave, since I have you here, do you ever cook ham for a breakfast?
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing, because this was like a Florida thing. When I came out to Arizona, my fiance is like, I don't know what the hell this is. Have you ever made red eye ham?
No.
Is that like red eye gravy? With coffee?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I mean, shit, isn't that the best? I mean, when you make some red eye ham.
You're lagging again.
Oh, okay. Are you there?
Yeah, we're here.
Okay, that red eye ham is the bomb. All right, so here's the thing. So I'm doing an interview, and I am in one of the rooms in this fantastic studio, which is also my house. And my fiance is like, I don't know what she's doing. Are you doing the get up?
The get up.
Is that what you're doing?
I'm doing the get up.
She's doing the get up dance. I don't know. I'm sure it's like blowing up everywhere where you guys are, but yeah.
Maybe not. Ask him.
She's been focusing on this get up dance that hopefully maybe she could do a video at work. Maybe, who knows? Maybe it'll blow up. Maybe it'll go viral. I don't know. Either way, I'm sorry. I got sidetracked, guys. I apologize. And plus, you know what? I'm just gonna do full disclosure. So I'm doing this interview. She's shaking her tits right now and shaking her ass on my face. But on top of it, she sent me this video of something I did yesterday. And full disclosure, I am not proud of this. But let's just say there was something involving helicoptering and apple bag shaking. That's all I got to say. And I don't understand. I don't know. I'm getting way off track. I got to go back. Let me go back. So let me clear the throat here. Gentlemen of Redwitch Johnny, what are some current movies that blew your skirt up? What was something that you really liked?
You guys what? I haven't watched any movies. You guys watch any movies?
Current? I would say the most current movie I watched was probably like Venom.
I don't know that.
The new Venom movie?
Oh, wow. Venom.
That was a while ago.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's the most current I've watched. Watch The Incredibles, the second one.
Oh, that's a good movie. I like that movie.
All right, so basically what we're doing is we're focusing on some rock and roll here. We don't have time for this bullshit.
Basically.
All I watched is I've been watching Flight of the Conchords again.
Yeah.
But that's old. But that never.
It's old, but
But it never gets.
I'm not very current with movies.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. No worries. No deal. I'm not really either, but it's like what were we watching last? We were watching an episode of Stranger Things, trying to finish out that season. And,
that season is the best.
Please, I'm in the last episode. Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
The season's the best. Everybody dies. You're welcome.
You know what's funny? I was talking to DJ last night from Oberon, and he's like, he was a few behind me. He's like maybe episode 5 or something like that. And we were kind of quiet for a second, and I was asking him about the other numbers because she's 11. So there's and there was an episode where there were other people that were tested on, and I said, just to let you know, 11's sister kills her in the end, and you could almost feel the level of the interview drop, but I was just screwing with him. So anyway, all right. So we're going to move forward. Let's talk about the music, and then I'll let you guys go. I'm sure it's hot as balls out there, hanging out in the in the Midwest? Is that right?
I mean,
depending on where you are,
Depending on who you talk to, too.
Who you talking to?
Yeah, they either say Midwest
or the South,
or they say the South.
Okay. What would you gentlemen like to go with?
I would say the South, considering we're like spitting distance from Arkansas.
Right on.
And Texas.
And Texas. Yeah, we're like right at the bottom down there.
Not at the bottom.
I mean, okay, I'm sorry. We're right at the side. Arkansas is like 15 minutes from my house. So I always just say the South.
Okay.
Mainly because I don't want to say Midwest. The South sounds cooler to me.
Keep it in the South, man. Keep it low, keep it slow. All right, so let's talk.
Yeah.
Now, I don't have all the material in front of me for this new release, but I saw some stuff online, and the first track I heard was Cosmic Rain. What can you tell me about that track?
That was one of the first songs we wrote with David, actually, when he joined up. He brought a little bit more doomy kind of stuff to the band, so we just ran with it because it's something that me and Kevin really like too. And then like we just wanted that good like drive-in riff, you know, that shit that makes you nod your head. Like if a song does that, then we consider it a good song. And then like lyric-wise, I was reading a lot of H.G. Wells, so kind of War of the Worlds based shit of like, hey, what would happen if aliens did invade? You would probably shit yourself and forget what your name was trying to run away from them. So kind of that.
You know what? And honestly, I hate to go back to this again, but you guys, when you hit the Fuzz Fest, you got to talk to DJ from Oberon because he's got a lot to say about that.
All right.
Yeah, it's all about space, and we got a little deep on that one. So, okay, is Black Magic on the next release?
It is, yeah.
What can you tell me about that track?
Let's see, who wrote that? Did you write that riff? Mm-hmm. Kevin wrote that riff. And then, Kev wrote the riff, and then we have that, like, midsection that we were like, we should just have a full-out fucking, like, doom riff. Because when we do it live, we tend to slow that down as slow as we can possibly fucking make it.
Right.
Just to get a real good brick wall, like, hit doom riff in the middle of it.
And you bring the organ with it, too.
No, that's not Black Magic don't have organ.
Oh, no, I apologize. That's Gypsy Queen. That's what I'm thinking.
You're talking about Gypsy Queen. Yeah, that's collectively probably our favorite song.
Yeah. Okay.
I would say we agree that one's our favorite song. That was the first song wrote for this record was that one.
Yeah, when I heard it, I want to just go. Black Magic was more like you say, like demons and wizards kind of stuff.
Yep. Oh my God, yeah. So the way we introduce Black Magic is I just say this song's about demons and wizards and shit, and then we start the song.
It's been a running joke.
It's been a joke for quite a while now. We had koozies that said it and buttons. It's pretty good.
Right on. And I might as well just talk about Gypsy Queen. What can you tell me about that?
That's more of our like Deep Purple sound, man. Like we wanted that. Like there's not a lot of bands that have organ at the forefront anymore. I don't, or at least not that I've heard.
Right.
Especially in like stoner music. But like, you know, if you go back to like the bands that we listen to all the time, like Deep Purple and Uriah Heep and like even like the Animals and any of those guys like that, it's just all organ led fucking music. And we wanted a song that was just a drive-in organ beat and like, I don't know, what's that song about? It's like kind of about gypsies and women and like, kind of left it a little bit vague, so you can kind of take what you want. You know what I'm saying? Like lyrics that are a little bit vague, you can take what you want from it.
Yeah, that's
like
all I
most
need.
good songs. It's kind of about a woman.
Yeah, just let you know what? Let the audience decide that one.
Yeah, like
We do that with a lot of our stuff.
Yeah, I always think that like a song, after you've wrote it and put it out, it's not your song anymore. It's everybody else's song. So like if someone thinks a song means something else, or like if a song means something else to them and they like spit it back at you, you know, like tell you about it, and you're like, oh yeah, cool, that's exactly what the song means. Like I never tell anyone they're wrong. I'm like, yeah, that's what that song is about. Like I just agree with everybody.
Yeah, no, it's, you know what, I when I ask these questions, it's like I don't want you to tell me the exact thing. I like to have it kind of open to interpretation, but you know, every once in a while, I'm just curious when I see a song like that or hear a song like that, it's like, you know, what time did you come up with this part, and did you always have the organ in it? Was it something that you just decided to add later, or was that the start of the song? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that song, I think I wrote that riff on bass first, actually.
Right.
And then it was right after our bass player like had quit, so like we were trying out, like I'd switched to bass and then I hated it, so like I immediately quit it. And then was like, you know what, it should be organ. Like it should definitely be organ music, because again, like Deep Purple, I would say is probably, them and Uriah Heep are like two of my all-time favorite bands, like hands down. And there's so much organ in those bands. So we decided, like, on that song, we were like, yeah, fuck it. Let's put as much organ as we can over, like, everything.
Right. So,
but, like, on the record, though, we tried to do, like, unless we could do it live on stage, we didn't want it to be on the album. So, like, there's no songs where, like, no song on the record, like, how you hear them on the record is how they get played live.
Okay. I see.
So not a lot of overdubbing, really.
Do any overdubbing with extra?
No extra instrumentation added. Besides, like, I think we overtracked guitar solos was about it.
So I guess the question is, are you easy living? That's what I need to know.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. Have you ever heard the cover by Wasp?
Yeah, man. Fucking. Wait, you're talking about Uriah Heep, right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh, cut.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I just bought Kevin. I found it at an antique mall, Uriah Heep live for like $3 on vinyl. So I bought it for Kev the other day.
That is fantastic.
And that went
record
straight
fucking rules, man.
I literally took out Demons and Wizards from Uriah Heep and put that in the other day.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's classic, but it's like, it's God, man, it's such a different time right now. But that's one of the reasons why I love this music so much, you know?
Yeah, like it's I think it's got something for like everybody. Like, not to sound douchey about that. That sounded real douchey. But like I feel like if you're into like classic rock, that kind of stuff, you got that. But if you're into like something a little bit more heavy, we got that too. Like, you know, like we always just say we're a rock and roll band. We don't like to like try and narrow it into one thing. Just like, no, I want to be a rock and roll band because I want to do, you know, if I want to have a slow blues song, which there is one in the middle of the record, then like I want to have that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Were you talking about Sacrifice or?
No, Sacrifice cap-ins our record. There's a on Tales of Electric Mysteries that's coming out. Dead center in the album, we put like a slow organ-led, like just full-out blues song, like Mississippi Delta, Allman Brothers, fucking slow, really big long guitar solos, organ, lyrics about your woman leaving you. We were like, fuck it, I want a blues song right in the middle of a fucking like stoner metal record.
Oh, that's gorgeous. But you know, it's indicative of the scene. It's indicative of where you came from. You're showing your roots, and that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I think so too, man. Like, yeah, it's something that we all grew up listening to blues music, so like, it's something that we just do naturally. So why not? Why try and hide that? Might as well just accept it.
Absolutely. Now, those are the main tracks that I know of. Are there any other tracks that you want to talk about on the next release?
What was that?
I apologize. Those are all the tracks that I know of. Are there any other tracks?
Yeah. Let's see.
There's 12 on the album?
There'll be 12 songs on the record.
Oh my god.
You got.
Oh yeah, we came out with a full record.
Yeah, full album. And Sacrifice. Kevin sings it on the album. It's the only song he sings. He does some backup vocals and stuff, but like Kevin wrote the lyrics and the music for that one too. Like that one's pretty much Kevin pinned all the way through, except for like the organ and drum parts on it. Like, but there'll be 12 songs. I don't want to spoil how the album sounds throughout it, because there's a couple tracks that are kind of tracks, but are kind of like Pink Floyd-ish noise things. There's a fun little thing right in the middle that I don't want to give away for like first listen. I think we'll get people like. I'm hoping it creeps them out because it's weird. So like, yeah.
All right, so we'll let the audience decide. Hey, pick it up where you can. Now, just a few quick things. So you're going to be at Fuzz Fest August 30th. You are the closers of the night.
Yep.
And then you've got the 31st, which is a whole bunch of other bands. And I am just so jazzed to see this whole lineup here. And I wanted to just end off with, like, how can everybody get a hold of your merchandise and reach you?
Missed it.
Did you say where can people reach us?
You got it.
Yeah, okay. People can reach us at, well, our website is just www.redwitchjohnny.com. And then all of our social medias are at Redwitch Johnny. Our Instagram's at Redwitch_Johnny. And then our Facebook is just Redwitch Johnny. We have a Twitter that is also just at Redwitch Johnny, I'm pretty certain. And then,
Twitter gets pushed to the side.
Yeah, Twitter we don't use that much. And then Spotify, we're on Spotify too, and iTunes, and our singles on Spotify. So if everyone could go listen to that, dig on that thing.
We released our music video today.
Oh, and we dropped the music video for Cosmic Rain today through where?
Middle of the Row.
Through middleoftherow.com. We released Cosmic Rain's video.
Fantastic, guys. I apologize for the bad connection right now.
Oh, no, that's fine, man.
But so you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to shut this down. I think we got a ton of material. You talked about the new release, Fuzz Fest 2019, Dallas-Fort Worth. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. And I'll hit you up sometime soon.
Hell yeah, man. Thanks, dude.
Thanks, brothers. Thanks to the guys in Redwitch Johnny. I really had a great time doing this interview. It got a little silly. It got a little weird, as you can hear. Also, they've got a release coming out, 9/13/19, Tales of the Electric Mistress. Let's hear the first track that they're going to release from this. This is Cosmic Rain. GameTunePodcast@gmail.com. That's how to reach us. Thank you so much for hanging out towards the end. Tales of the Electric Mistress. I can't wait to hear it. I love Cosmic Rain. I thought it was a great track. If you are listening through iTunes, leave us a review. That would be fucking awesome. Wherever else you see it, if you see it on SoundCloud, YouTube, throw us a shout. Tell us you're listening, man. We appreciate it. I see the numbers. I know people are out there. So thank you to everyone that has been listening. Got a few more episodes that I have already done. We have to put out hopefully this week, if not definitely next week. We're trying to get a bunch out, clear out everything, start fresh all over again. Thanks, everybody. We will talk to you soon. We'll see you at those shows. And don't forget to stay heavy.